Welcome to Gentle Stretch Yoga. Everybody take a comfortable seat with your legs crossed in front of you, ankles in one in front of the other, knees out to the sides. Sitting up erect, I like to sit on a bolster to raise my hips up. Makes it a little more comfortable. And your hands can be on your knees, face up or face down. And today we'll talk for our lesson a little bit about restorative yoga. You may have heard of that term and not be sure what it means. Restorative yoga just is basically if you've had an injury or you're just feeling a little bit out of sorts or out of the weather, restorative yoga is a way to just relax and hold poses for a little bit longer. It's normally done with a lot of bolsters and blocks to support yourself so you can maintain a position for up to 5 minutes or even 10 minutes. We won't be doing that today, but we'll be incorporating some of that by holding some of our poses for a little bit longer. But remember, restorative yoga is simply a way of relaxing in the position and letting yourself stretch without moving for an extended period of time. So let's start with a little breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Again. This time, raise your shoulders up. Exhale back and down. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. And once more. And drop your chin to your chest. And begin a slow circle. Dropping your head as it comes to your chin, raising it up and back. And again, timing with breath. Inhale as you raise it to the rear. Exhale as you come forward and down. And then stop in reverse direction. Inhale and exhale. And then come to center. And drop your head to one side, to the right. Place the right hand on the top of your head. And not pulling down, but just feeling the weight of your hand on your head. And pull into that stretch just a little bit. And relax. And inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale to the other side. Same side, hand on the top of the head. And feel the stretch in your neck. And release on inhale, raise your head back up. And then an inhale, raise arms, both hands overhead. Exhale, drop one hand to your back and grasp the elbow with the opposite hand. Keeping your head up between your arms. And breathe. Just feel the stretch in your triceps. And try to relax your shoulders. Then inhale, both hands overhead. And drop the opposite hand to the back. And grasp the opposite elbow. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring them back to your knees. Inhale. And exhale. And that was just a little bit of stretch. And now we'll go into our body scan meditation. So roll forward onto your knees. We'll do a tabletop position. Align yourself with your mat. And then cross your ankles behind you. Go back to a seated position. Extend your legs in front. And then roll one vertebrae at a time onto your back. And breathe naturally. Arms face up, letting the energy of the sun in, face down, feeling the power and warmth of the earth. Legs are splayed out, feet are relaxed. Wiggle your toes. Plank and flex your feet. And then relax your toes. And relax your feet. All the muscles in your feet are relaxed. Feel your heels resting on the mat. Relax your ankles and your lower legs. Let your knees fall out to the side. There's a little cushion there beneath your knees. A little pillow on the back of your knees. Relax your thighs. Feel the sacrum, the bottom part of your spine, heavy on the mat. Relax your fingers. And the palms of your hands. Relax your wrists and your forearms. Relax the arch of your lower back. You feel your stomach rising and falling with each inhale and exhale. Relax your elbows and your upper arms. Feel your mid-back resting on the mat and your shoulders. Relax your jaw, letting your mouth fall slightly open. Relax your tongue. Feel the back of your head resting on the mat. Relax the top of your head. And breathe. Feel your whole body floating and firmly supported by the mat. And breathe. And begin to deepen your breath. And your tummy rise on an inhale. Exhale, let it fall. Wiggle your toes and your feet. Wiggle your fingers. Let your head roll side to side. Stretching the neck each way. Bring the soles of your feet into your hips, knees in the air. Roll to one side, your fetal position. And rest here for a minute. Well, a few breaths anyway. Then take your top palm onto the mat and push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Ankles crossed in front. Spine erect, head centered between the shoulders. Arms on the knees. And inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, backing down. Again. Exhale down once more. Now place the left hand on the right knee, right palm on the ground behind you, and twist to the side. Keeping the spine erect. With each exhale, extend the twist for 5 breaths. And release and turn to the opposite side. Right hand on left knee. Left palm behind you. Spine is erect and twist. And 5 breaths. And release, come back to center. Extend your legs in front of you. Feet are flexed, and then point. Inhale. Exhale, point. Exhale. And one more. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Foot on the ground. Grasp it with your left arm. And repeat the twist to the back. And breathe. And release, extend the right leg, draw the left knee in toward your chest, grasp with the right arm and twist. And 5 breaths. And release, extend that leg to join the other. And then bring both soles of the feet together in front of you in a cobbler's pose. And keeping your spine erect, holding your knees or shins, or ankles or shins. And tilt forward, keeping the spine erect. And breathe. And then inhale, and forward fold and hold. 5 breaths. And release, go back to center. Repeat that, inhale, exhale to a tilt, inhale, and then forward fold for 5 breaths. Inhale, come back to center. Place your right hand on the mat beside you and tilt into that one side, dropping the elbow to the ground, raising the left arm overhead, bringing the knees spread wide, and breathe. And you can raise yourself up a little bit higher if it's more comfortable. And inhale, come back to center, and repeat to the opposite side, right arm overhead. And then stretch, opening your hips and also your left side body. And inhale, come back to center, and grasping your feet again. This time just bounce your knees a little bit in a butterfly motion. Continuing to breathe. And then rest, and once more tilting forward. And then another inhale, folding forward into that hold for 5 breaths. Don't worry if you lose count of the breaths, I often do. Now extend both legs and then extend them into a wide V. And bending the right knee and looking towards that leg. Inhale, tilting, inhale again, and folding. And then place your right hand inside the right leg and raise the left arm overhead. So you're twisting as well as folding. Inhale, come back to center. Peek to the opposite side. And the left leg slightly. Inhale, exhale and tilt. Inhale and fold. And then bring the left arm inside, right arm overhead, twisting and folding. And inhale, come back to center. Walk your legs back into the center. And bring your ankles back in front of you. And then push forward onto all fours. And line yourself on your mat. Into a tabletop position. Knees under your hips. Hands under your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Slightly gripping the mat. And dropping back on exhale, child's pose. Coming forward. Back again. And forward. Exhale, drop. Inhale forward. Last one. Staying in the tabletop position. On the inhale, arch your back up. Exhale, the cow. Inhale up. And exhale. And cat. And cow. And we'll do 5 more. Push away with your shoulders as you come up. Exhale, dropping your belly, raising your head. Feeling your spine arch one direction and then flex in the other. And then come to center. And then walk your fingertips towards the edges of the mat. And to stretch our wrists, walk the fingertips back towards, so they're pointing towards your knees. And breathe. And the forearms stretch. About any time you like, or take a few more breaths. And then walk your fingers to the sides of the mat, and then facing forward again, dropping into child's pose. Inhale, coming back up. Walking your knees slightly in towards the center line and pushing yourself back. Again, hero pose. And breathe. If you like, you can put a blanket or block under your bottom to make yourself more comfortable. And then inhale, come forward, and curl your toes under, and come back again. Hero pose. Move your little toes out from underneath if you need to. And breathe. Coming back to the tabletop whenever you're ready. 3 more breaths. And then coming back to tabletop. Flattening your feet out and bouncing them on the mat to stretch them out. And pushing up so you're vertical on your knees. And placing your hands on the back of your hips to tilt back, hands in the air. Into a camel pose, stretching the lower back. You can drop your hands towards your ankles, raising your chest, and squeezing your thighs towards each other. And raising up, coming back to center, and dropping back into child's pose, and then tabletop, down to child's pose, back up. And this time drop into child's pose and hold. And walk your fingers out towards the front of the mat. Breathe. Exhale, walk them to one side. And breathe. And then walk them back to center. And to the opposite side. And then walk them back to center. Come up to tabletop. And begin a slow circle in one direction. Just start with 2 inches. Shifting weight from one hand to the other, to the knee, to the opposite knee, and back to the palms. And make the little circle a little bit bigger if you like. Warming up the whole torso as you move. And then make the circle smaller, smaller, and come to the stop. And then again in the opposite direction. Small circles at first, bigger if you like. And then make them smaller, smaller, and come to a stop. Bring the left knee 2 inches in towards the center line, extend the right leg behind you, toes are curled, pushing back to extend the calf muscle. Head, neck, and spine are aligned. Looking down at the mat between your hands. Keep the shoulders back and down away from your ears. Relax and then raise that right leg, cross it over the left, drop the toes again to the mat, and look to the left, over your left shoulder towards your right toes. 5 breaths here. Release, raise that leg, bring it back to center, and join the knee to the other knee. Extend the left leg back, toes are curled. Push back with the hands, shoulders are back away from the ears. Head, neck, and spine are aligned. Feel the stretch in your calf. And then inhale, raise that leg, cross it over, exhale, drop it down. Look over your right shoulder to your left toes. Few more breaths. And inhale, bring it back to the center, draw it in to meet the other knee. Back to child's pose. And then come back up to all fours. And then extend the right leg again, toes are curled. Extend the left arm in front, looking forward. Balance, raise the right leg if you like. And pointing the toe. Then drop that leg and bring the hand back to join the other. Knee in to join the other. Extend the left leg back, toes are curled. Right arm in front of you. Looking forward and raising the left leg. And breathe. And dropping the left leg. Bring your right hand back to join the mat. Other hand, both knees in under your hips. And then crawl your toes underneath and push back into down dog. Keeping your shoulders down and away from your ears. Fingertips spread wide, supporting your weight. Keep weight between your hands and your feet. And breathe. And then come back down to all fours. Release the toes. Walk the left hand 2 inches towards the center line. Raise the right arm overhead, twisting to that arm, and then threading it through the needle. Bring your right shoulder down to the mat. Hips are in the air. And breathe. Inhale, and then arm back underneath your shoulder. And then raise the left arm overhead. And dropping it through to thread the needle, left shoulder to the mat. breathe. And inhale, bring both hands back underneath your shoulders into a tabletop position. And then raising your back again into a cat, exhaling into a cow. And again. A few more. And then walking your elbows down to the mat, keeping your hips in the air. And looking forward in puppy dog position. Letting your shoulder blades come in towards each other. You can walk your hands out along the mat in front of you to increase the stretch. Dropping your head to the mat. And breathe. Coming forward a little bit onto your elbows so you can let your legs extend behind you, flat onto the mat. And extend both arms in front. And raise your arms up and back down. And draw your hands to where your shoulders are. Push up slightly into a baby cobra. And back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. And back down. And extend your arms in front of you again and roll onto one side. Bending the top knee. And grasping it with the top arm to stretch your quad muscles. And dropping that top knee down towards the bottom knee that's resting on the mat. And breathe. 5 breaths. And then release and roll on to the opposite side. Bending the top knee, grasping the ankle with the top arm. Stretching the quad muscle, letting the top knee fall down towards the bottom knee. And 5 breaths. And then release, roll back onto your stomach. And pushing yourself up into the tabletop position. Crossing your ankles behind you and rolling back onto your seat. Extending the legs in front of you. And rolling 1 vertebrae at a time. Back onto the mat. Bring your feet in towards your hips, knees in the air. And then walk the feet towards the edges of your mat. And drop your knees to the right into a windshield wiper. Raise them, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale right. And continue. A couple more. And then bring your knees to the center. walk your soles of your feet in towards your hips for some bridge work. And push up, squeezing the bottom. Exhale back down. Inhale up. And down. 3 more. And back down. Across your right ankle over your left knee. Push up again. And back down, squeezing the left buttocks. And down, and cross. Press the left ankle onto the right knee. The 3 bridges. And then uncross, walking your soles of your feet towards the edges of your mat, dropping your knees to the right, and then to the left, extending your arms in a T position. Your head rolls the opposite direction of your knees. And your knees are to the right, look to the left. And continue. And then come back to center. Now for a static twist, put your right ankle on your left knee again. And drop your knees to the right. Looking to the left. And hold for 5 breaths. And then inhale, bring your legs to the center, uncross, and put the opposite ankle, right ankle on the left knee. Drop your knees to the left, look over your right shoulder to your right hand. 5 breaths. And inhale, up and back to center. You cross your legs. Now we have a block or bolster. Raise your hips and place it underneath. Resting your sacrum, the flat part of your bottom of your spine, onto the block. And bring your knees in towards your chest. And extend your heels towards the ceiling if you like, or keep your knees bent. Feet are flexed. And breathe. Hands are at your side. And exhale, drop your knees or your feet to the side. Inhale back together. Again. Back together. 3 more. Last one. This time drop them to the side and hold. Holding your thighs with your hands. Your knees can be bent. Your legs extended. Whichever is more comfortable. And 5 breaths.
And then your knees or legs back together, knees into the chest. Extend your legs along the mat into a supported fish position, changing the height of the block if you like, or blanket. Or walk your shoulder blades in towards each other. Palms are face up, arms are up to the side. Ankles are splayed out. And 5 breaths. And then walk your heels in towards your hips. Raise them up. Remove the block of bolster. Lower your hips to the ground. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And pull your left knee in towards your chest. An inverted pigeon. And 5 breaths. And drop the left foot to the ground, uncross your knees. Place the left ankle on the right knee. Reach through your thigh to pull your thigh to your chest. And 5 breaths. And then release, drop the right ankle to the ground, right foot, left foot to the ground. Bring your knees into your chest, hold them with your hands, or rock side to side. Getting ready for our Savasana. And come to rest in the center, extend your heels towards the ceiling. Into a happy baby, holding onto your thighs, your shins, or your feet. Rock side to side, or stay centered. More breaths. And bring your knees into your chest once more. Rock side to side. And drop your soles of the feet to the mat. Extend your legs alongside the mat. Arms are at your sides. Entering Savasana, resting pose or corpse pose, feet are splayed out, palms face up or face down. And breathing is naturally. We'll rest here for a few minutes and then I'll bring us out. And just relaxing. Now start to deepen your breath, bringing energy back into your body. Rising your stomach with each inhale. Exhale, dropping your stomach to your spine. Wiggling your toes and your fingers. Rolling your head from side to side. And drawing your knee up in the air, toes of the feet towards your hips. And then roll to one side to a fetal position. And then when you're ready, press your top palm into the mat, rising yourself back to a comfortable seat. Sitting on a bolster or blanket. Make yourself comfortable, ankles crossed in front, hands on your knees, face down or face up, spine is erect, neck following the spine, supporting the head. So today's lesson, we talked a little bit about restorative yoga, which can mean holding a pose for 5 or even 10 minutes, generally supported by a lot of blankets or bolsters or pillows, so you're comfortable in that position. We held our positions a little bit for 5 breaths today in a brief restorative type yoga. So if you ever feel like just relaxing and holding any position for a long time, keep yourself supported with bolsters and blankets, and that's restorative yoga. Now extend your fingertips to the edges of the mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center and bowing your head. May that peace come into your soul, let it dwell there. And then extend that peace and love to those around you, into the world at large. And write the greeting.
Here's a matching video.
Namaste. And thank you.